Hi guys, welcome back to the Talking Rangers YouTube channel. It's match day again, following our victory against Borough. We're back again at the DW tonight at 6. It's 5 PM now, we're an hour away from kickoff. 2 changes have been made to tonight's team. Hugo's been replaced by Ote following his hamstring injury when he scored that fantastic goal. And Chair has come in to replace Amos in the starting 11. A bit unfair, as I think Amos actually had a pretty good game, but probably a tactical decision. But with those 2 substitutions, are we going to see us dropping to a back 4 with Cameron moving in midfield as Amos has left the side? Or are we going to stick to a 5 with Chair playing in midfield with Ball? Probably going to go for that option. He could play a 4-2-3-1. I think he'll probably stick to the 5, and that's what I'd prefer because, you know, a great performance with it against Borough. But we'll have to wait and see. Fingers crossed we can get something from this game. A back-to-back wins would be absolutely lovely. I really just hope we don't lose. I do not want to lose 4 out of 5, but I'm hopeful. I think we've got a good chance tonight. And let's get straight into the game. Oh. Oh, great save. Come on.
From Wigan. Long throw, only half cleared, but comes out to Naismith. Naismith trying to get his shot away.
Oh, God. Jesus, come on, wake up.
Defending there for Smith.
Track him as A.
He's gone on the overlap and gets to the byline. There's the cutback.
Wake up. It's 3 times they've been in now.
At the moment.
Oh.
That's as a player, you know how you, not that I've ever been, how would you come to? I think as a player, you've just got to go and do your job on the pitch. Let everything else.
Robinson to the byline to stand up across. Naismith touches it back for Dowell. Dowell's first touch was not good. And it's deflected wide for a corner.
God, this is like Sunday League football. Jesus Christ. Come on. He can't even pass 6 yards. Go on. Go on.
Pass it.
What's he doing? Oh no, here they go now. Go on, great ball. Go on, Samuel. Go on. Chair's getting in there. Go on. Go on.
Shoot, Eze.
Oh!
Just shoot.
Come on. Good ball. Great ball! Oh my God! Get over it!
Offside.
Oh! No! Oh! Gee! When are they going to wake up? This is lovely football, but why the hell is he shooting from there? No! Oh my God. No!
For God's sake.
Oh!
He's been quite good.
Wigan Athletic 1, QPR Rangers.
A few moments later.
Why? Cameron's just watching him past him. Sprint, commit, try slide and block that. Don't you dare lose 4 out of 5 games. No. Come on, Rangers. No. Oh my God. No. 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 Well done. Kai is honestly actually a joke.
And ball.
It's a ball! Yes!
Oh, he's not.
What? That's a pen! What?
They ain't giving it now.
Oh my God.
Should have been. Come on. Got a goal in this. Come on. Good ball.
Oh! Oh no. No! Oh! Just play the keeper! What are you doing? No! Oh, that's shocking. Thank God for that. Simple ball to Lumley.
Come on, liven it up.
Go on.
Go on.
Go on!
Go on.
Oh, go on! No! No! That was the chance! Oh.
He's got to bury them. Watch the man
No!
on the back. The man
No! Oh, Lumley, great save. Come on, Oz! Well done. Now, what the bloody hell is that? Come on. Oh my God. Wake up. Front post. Who's even there?
Raise that up.
Ah.
Frustrating, this league.
4 out of 5 losses. Come on. We've lost 4 out of the last 5 games. Let's just let that sink in. Abysmal again today. Now what's so disappointing is that in the last time out against Borough, I thought we'd put all the things right that we did so wrong in the first few games. But then today, we just went straight back to how we played in the first couple of games. It was shocking. That first half was abysmal. One thing I questioned throughout that whole game was how have we scored 60 goals this season? How are we the 4th highest scoring side in the league and we play like that? We never at any point in that game did we look like we were going to score. We looked so poor going forward. The first 5 minutes we could have been 4-0 down. We literally just let the gates open and we're literally just like, here you go Wigan, have a go. I mean, Lumley made a good couple of saves, but the defending was absolutely appalling. Like I say, you know, the game could be seen off in the first 5 or 10 minutes. It was such a slow start, so lethargic, gave the ball away so many times. We just looked so disinterested. So disappointing. But this is some things we're coming to expect with QPR lately. I guess the only positive is 4 games to go. All across the pitch, there were so many loose touches, so many overhit and underhit passes. We gave the ball away so often. I don't even know how early in the season we played such an expansive style of football, because at the moment we can barely string 2 passes together. It's just so disappointing. It's just the contrast. You look at that first game against Stoke and how well we played and what a lovely style of football, and then look at now. Like 2 completely different teams. It's painful supporting QPR, especially at the moment. Jesus Christ. The goal was just so frustrating. Yeah, okay, it was a good strike, a good finish. Lumley couldn't really done much about it, but Cameron created quite a pocket of space. They exploited it, and Cameron kind of just, yeah, he was running towards him, but he didn't really have mass intentions to close him down. If you know, he should have been charging towards him and sliding across just to try and get something on that shot, try and block it and divert it away from goal, but he didn't seem overly bothered. Disappointing. Which is the resounding word for this video. What is it about this side at the moment? We get in a lot of good areas. Firstly, in a lot of good areas to shoot. When we get on the edge of the box, we've seen what Chair can do for Stevenage. Eze's scored a couple of long-range goals. Samuel's got a half-decent shot. Why are they not just pulling the trigger and testing the goalkeeper? Their keeper had 1 shot to deal with, and that was Chair's really poor effort when the ball came across. He should have scored. But I'm not going to dwell on that too much because it's going to wind me up. But why is there such hesitance to shoot? I really don't understand. Just test the keeper. There's no point in getting in these great areas if we're just going to go and pass it back to the goalkeeper. Sometimes we're too concerned with keeping possession than actually creating a chance. One chance we created in this game, and I wouldn't mind if we were a clinical side that only needed a couple of chances, but we are so unclinical. Some of the chances we squander is ridiculous. Yeah. Why? I mean, we were better in the second half, we grew into the game, but again, we got in some great areas to cross the ball, and we didn't do so. We preferred just to pass sideways or backwards and try the other wing. When you get in a good area to cross, just put it in the box. Don't try and divert to the other wing to let them cross. Let's just have a bit of directness. I think in the last 15 minutes, when we're losing the game, we should have been putting that ball into the box as much as possible, or just shooting from areas to try and test the goalkeeper. The amount of times we passed the ball back in the last 10 minutes was really frustrating. Just have a go. That's all we want. Some of the defending today was shocking. I think there was the one part that really highlighted for me was from the corner when, I don't know what their Wigan player was. I can't really say I'm too interested in Wigan, but their player just had a completely free header on the front post. No one even bothered marking him. And if we played a better side today, the scoreline would have been ridiculous. 3 or 4-0 would have been. Just because Wigan are pretty crap. 1-0 kind of flatters us. Yeah, okay, we had a really good chance and we should have scored. We should have done better today, but if we were playing a better side, the scoreline would not have been as pretty as 1-0. But anyway, that's enough of a rant. Let's get on to the player ratings. So we'll start off in net with Joe Lumley, and I was actually really pleased with his performance today. I've given him a 7. I don't really think he could have saved the goal. I don't really think that was his fault. He made a couple of really good saves in the early minutes of the game, and his distribution was spot on. It was actually flawless. He didn't put a foot wrong in this one. I loved his quick distribution a couple of times. As soon as he got that ball, straight away, boom, he hit Samuel, long ball, pinpoint accuracy. Yeah, I was really happy with his performance today. Fair play, Joe Lumley. 2 brilliant performances. Well done. Class from you. Next up, Manning. I've given him a 6. Now, a bit disappointing. He still did alright. He didn't really do as well going forward. Didn't really create many chances. A lot of backwards passes, which was kind of a resounding feature of all of these performances from these individuals in this side. Caught out a couple of times defensively, especially in the early minutes. I mean, the whole defence was... Yeah, he was alright. Nothing special. Nothing to shout home about in this one. Next up, Johan Barbe, our captain. I've given him a 5. A bit disappointed with him today. Defensively, he just wasn't that solid. Missed tackles, misplaced passes, overhit long balls. Yeah, he did he made a couple of good tackles. But I've given him a 5. It's just average. Just average. Poor. Yeah, a lot of room for improvement on this performance today from Johan Barbe. Next up is centre-back partner, Jeff Cameron. I've given him a 5. I think he was pretty poor as well today. The pair of them were, nowhere near as good as they were against Borough. Cameron gave the ball away quite a lot. A couple of heavy touches. Yeah, again with Barbe, of course, he made a couple of good tackles, but overall, a subpar performance. And I really hope we see some better defensive displays from these two, because it's simply not good enough. You can't build a strong team on the backbone of a weak defence that makes a lot of mistakes, and I'm really hoping that they can put these right in the next couple of games, because, like I've said, it's just not good enough. Next to them two, we've got Osman Kakai. I've given him a 6. I think he was better than those two. He made a couple of mistakes, but he was just a lot more solid. Made a couple of really good tackles, a couple of really brave tackles, flying in. He wins the ball quite cleanly. He wasn't as good going forward today. A couple of times where he was just running forward and he'd just taken some really big touches and the ball's just simply gone out of play. But he's your right centre half, or you could say right at the 3 in the system, so you can't really expect too much from going forward. But yeah, a good performance from today. Nothing like the last couple of games, but not as disappointing as the other two. So yeah, 6 is fair. Right wing back, Todd Kane. I've given him a 6. I actually don't think he was too bad. Again, not as good as he was in the last game, but yeah, before he was taken off, I don't really think he was having that bad a game. He was getting up and down the wing quite well, good couple of tackles, and he actually put in some really good crosses. There was one for Samuel, perfect ball, and Samuel just didn't get over it. Yeah, I think he actually had a decent game. I think the reason he came off was purely tactical. He wanted to change it and put Shadipo and Clark on just to give us some more pace and firepower up front. He didn't really need another right back, so yeah, I was satisfied with Kane's performance, to be perfectly honest. Next up in holding midfield, Dominic Ball. He's not quite cutting the mustard at the moment. He's struggling for a bit of form. His sharpness, his touch, his distribution's just not quite there. He's giving the ball away a little too often, and his presence in terms of defence and protecting the back four is not quite what it was at the start of the season. It wasn't a horrendous display by any means, but you know, we know what Don Ball can do. There's room for improvement, so sadly I think he deserves a 5. So in midfield, again, Ilias Chair, I've given him a 6. I think he had an alright game. He got about well, moved the ball well. He didn't really get, he's one of the players that actually didn't really give the ball away too much today. Created a good few chances, but I just want him to shoot more, just like some more of these forward players. Yeah, just an average performance. He didn't really create anything astounding. Didn't really change the game too much for us. He did alright. I think a 6 is reasonable. So next up, I would say Samuel. I've given him a 6. It's disappointing with Samuel because we all know what a fantastic player he is on his day. But he's just not effective up front. I know I've said this in the last couple of videos, but Samuel does his best work with his face to goal, not his back to goal. And, it's hard to have a go at him because it's not really his fault for being put in that position. You could argue that he needs to adapt. He's had a good few games playing striker now. He holds the ball up well. He's got fantastic upper body strength, but he's just not quite a striker, is he? He's just not. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully Hugo being back and we can see Samuel on the wing doing what he does best. Like I say, not a bad performance from him today. Definitely room for improvement. Hopefully he can get a goal contribution. He's due a goal. He just needs to... His decision making in the final third just needs a bit of improvement. He doesn't really know when to shoot, when to cross, when to pass at points. And sometimes he can waste opportunities, but when he gets running at players, he humiliates them. So hopefully he can get back to his best soon. I think a 6 is reasonable. Eberici Eze is next up, and I've given him a 5. I think he was poor today. When are we going to see the Eze that we saw before the season was postponed? Last couple of games, he's just not been, the creative influence that we needed on the side. He's not been the one making us tick. He's not been the one creating those chances, and he's not really been the one scoring the goals for us. 12 goals, 8 assists. That's what it was before the season was postponed. He hasn't added to that lately. You could argue that's because of the poor players and the poor performances around him, but sometimes he's got to grab the ball by the horns and make it happen himself, and he's not doing that at the moment. I was disappointed today. It's not the Eze that we know and love. I've given him a 5. So, what did I make of Ote on his first start this season? Underwhelming is probably the word that describes it well. He really struggled to influence the game. He got isolated at points. He struggled to get on the ball. The times he did alright, but he didn't really create any chances. He didn't really bring players into play. He didn't really have a striker's performance. I know he didn't really get many chances, but I just don't think he's championship level. I know it's brutal, but I think his future probably doesn't lie at Loftus Road or the Kind Prince next year. I think he probably needs to have another loan spell. I'm just not sure he's championship level. Hopefully he can prove me wrong because, he's a great guy. He's got good attitude. He works really hard. He gets about the pitch well. He looks in good shape in terms of fitness, but it's not going for him at the moment. And I do hope this changes, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, onto the substitutes. Amos was the first one to be brought on. He did alright. Nothing out of the ordinary. A few too many backwards passes for my liking. Sometimes when he picks up the ball in good areas, I like him just to drive and maybe, you know, make an attacking pass, try and create a chance. But sometimes he just opts for the easy ball a little too often. He didn't really do anything astounding. He didn't really do anything wrong. I've just given him a 5, straight down the middle, just average really. Yeah, he didn't really have an awful, like he didn't really have a massive influence on the game. So yeah, 5 is reasonable, I guess. So 2 substitutions that really changed the game. The first one, Shadipo, he did really well when he came on. He's just so direct. It's the burst of pace that he offers to the team. He gets in those areas and he just drives. And he really changed. He really changed our attack. Him and Clark gave us a lot of width, and we were so narrow in that first half. God, so predictable. But the overlapping of then Manning as well when he was playing on the left, and also with Clark, and Eze sometimes drifting towards the right with Shadipo, it created a new dynamic, and we looked a lot better going forward. But we still didn't create any chances. Shadipo did well when he was introduced. I think he does deserve a start in the next game. Why not? Yeah, I'd start him. I've been saying the last few games I think he should start. He's done enough coming off the bench that he deserves the chance to start a game. Yeah, he may be more of an impact sub, but why not give him a go? What have we got to lose at this stage in the season? I gave him a 6. I think that's reasonable. So the other substitute that came on with Shadipo was Jack Clark. Now I wanted him to come on, but the back of my mind I was a little hesitant because he hasn't really offered a lot this season. But he was like a different player when he came on. He seemed to have the confidence that he's lacked so much this season. He was running at players. He kept the ball well. I think the first couple of times he came on this season, he gave the ball away so much, and he just didn't really show any ability. But he looked a lot better today. Again, you know what? For all I care, just start in the next game or bring him on a bit earlier. He looked good. He looked lively. He looked up for it. So yeah, I've given him a 6. Nothing astounding, but yeah, I was pleased. I'd say a 6 is what I've gone for. Our last substitute late on the game was Batash. I'm not going to give him a rating. I think he had probably like 5 or 10 minutes to play, and at that point, he was playing kind of deeper, and we were just trying to pump the ball forward. Well, I wish we were. We were passing it back too much for my liking. But yeah, he didn't really put a foot wrong. He didn't really have any time to influence the game, so I think it's unfair for me to give him a rating. So that is a wrap for my post-match reaction video to another loss, which seems to be coming too often on this channel at the moment. 4 losses out of the last 5. A very disappointing performance today. You could argue it was just like the Barnsley one or the Charlton. It was one of our worst games this season. He's got to put it right in the next one. Guys, please don't call for Warburton's head. It's not the time for it. He still deserves more of a chance in terms of my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Drop me your match ratings. Thank you to everyone that did drop your match ratings in the last match reaction. I like to compare mine to yours. Let me know what you think of mine. I'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned, guys. Thanks for tuning in.